All right, so today we're gonna talk about if I was wrong. Well, if I was wrong about what? The drop in Sennheiser, or now we have the drop in EPOS PC38X. If any of you watched my original video of it, there were quite a few things I didn't like, some core things I didn't like. It's not comfortable, it's not. The build is horrible. And at the end of the video, to sum it up if you haven't watched it, I just can't recommend this headset. I call this a complete pass. I caught some slack. We know this headset has a lot of hype around it. Is it the best gaming headset? And was I wrong? Now looking in our box, everything's the same. Heck, the majority of this headset is the exact same as the Sennheiser one. You get your splitter cable here, your paperwork, your replacement ear pads, the velour ones. As you can see, I don't use them. You get your bag, then your detachable 3.5 cable. And of course, your headset. Now, there's the one difference you can see right out of the box is there is no yellow on this. But other than aesthetics, who cares? Again, we push that aside. Let's start with number one being the comfort. And just cutting to the chase, in my original video, again, I stated it's not comfortable. It's not. So what didn't I like about them? They have big ear cushions, as you see right here, plenty wide, all the way around, nice and deep. Now the ear pads aren't per se like plush. They're definitely like a cotton pillow, right? But I really like them. They're definitely breaking over time. I like the silk material they come on here, but again, you do get that velour set over there. Same with the headband, same material, nice slit in the middle, so you're not getting that pressure in the middle right there. Just kind of sits up there. Now, we're going to talk a little bit more about this when you get into the build. The ear pads are replaceable. They pop out, but you're going to need the ones that come with it because they got a little groove around it that clip right in there. You can see how much they clip in right there. Now you have a good amount of swivel in this headset. You don't have full swivel, so you can't lay it flat. But again, it goes a little bit out, a little bit in, and then your ear cushions go in and out. As far as your adjustment here, you can see it on the clicky arms right there, and it holds its position plenty fine. It's not gonna budge on you. So what I didn't like about the comfort, when I put this headset on right here, right, the ear cups being, again, longer than I stated, I would get this pressure point kind of right down here, right on the back end of my jawline right there, is that cheek line, whatever you want to call it, right? I'd get that pressure right there. That is a combination of the medium clamping force, which no, they're not tight, so don't think I'm saying that by any means, right? But again, with them being longer, I got just over long sessions. Like when you put them on, it's kind of like, yo, what are you talking about? What I did, guys, I got my little headphone stand. By the way, this thing is stinking fantastic if you haven't used one of these. Anyways, I got this, so whenever I wasn't using a headset, I placed it on here. Whenever I was sleeping or just not gaming, you know what I mean? Placed them on there and just kind of loosen them up over time rather than them being on my head. So it kind of conformed right there, loosened them up, brought them out a little bit. I will admit I was wrong. They are comfortable. Would I say and give them the stinking cozy badge? I don't think I would go that far, but I would say yes, they are cozy. All right, so next up on the PC38X right here, the build. And what I stated in my original video, just for a rehash, the build is horrible. And I still think the same. It's built the exact same. It doesn't feel premium in the hand. It is completely plastic, but you've probably heard me say in many of my headset videos, I will take a fully plastic headset over a heavy duty metal headset all day long, just because, again, it's lighter weight. It's gonna feel, again, lighter and less pressure on your head for those long sessions. And just so you can see what I'm talking about, when we take the headset and put it on a scale, we are getting 8.8 ounces over here. If we bring it over to grams, we are gonna get 250 grams. So as you just saw, this headset is incredibly lightweight. Perfect, right? But again, just taking a closer dive, a closer look at the headset, the plastics over here, they feel chintzy. This headband over here is a thin plastic, and then the lining inside is plastic as well. On my original review, that's what broke. This little bit snapped out. And that even goes for the headband up here. I doubt the camera can pick it up, but the headband, the little sticky deal up here, this is actually coming undone off the top. You can kind of see it lifting up right there. So I just constantly got to pat it down a little bit whenever I pull my headsets out and just do that little stress test. A lot of people say, yo, Techne, why do you do that? No one's going to do that. Well, us as reviewers, we don't use products as long as someone that's going to get that product and main it, right? So I'd rather break mine, see where the pressure point is, and let you guys know, hey, be careful with that area. Kind of like a crash test for your car. So wrapping up the build right there, I mean, we can't argue on this point. The build's not great. Be careful with your stuff. I've never really like broken a headset completely, just mild things here and there, you know what I mean? But be careful with your stuff. Set it down. I think you're gonna be perfectly fine. But again, if you accidentally drop this or something happens to it, I can see the headset kind of being kaputs right there, you know? So be careful with it. I think you'll be fine. The build, all in all, is chintzy, especially at the price point. All right, so whatever. Let's get into the important stuff here, right? Let's talk about the sound. And as you can see, the graph of the sound right here. Now, these are using the same drivers as the GSP 500s, as you can see, and I believe those have a frequency range of 10 to 20,000. But also looking at this headset, it is open back, okay? And then your ear cups, again, there's no pleather lining in it. It's like a velour on the inside, and then that silky here. The other set is fully velour. So your sound's gonna escape, and you're gonna get sound in from those ear pads first off, but also with them being open back, your sound's gonna escape, and you're gonna hear your environment. I think a misconception a lot of people get and hear a lot of times as well, it's open back. You got this massive open sound stage, and for gaming, it's gonna give you this competitive edge because you're gonna hear everybody that's all the way across the map. Fake news. It reminds me and pulls me back to like the early 2000s where everyone was hooked on 7.1. I feel like a lot of people still are, and I tell people in all my videos, yo, put that 7.1 out of there. You don't want anything more from your sound. You want that core natural sound. Now, you got a great core natural sound here. You stated in my standalone review, the sound of these things are stinking fantastic. But I want you to realize, just because they're open back, it's not gonna give you a competitive stinking edge. And a lot of people think I just hate open back headphones. Well, just so you know, my main gaming headset is Audeze LCD GX right here, which is open back. I stinking love them, but I kept on again leaning over to the LCD 2s, I believe these are called. I don't mind open back. The best way to explain it, have you ever been to a concert or a live show? Okay, say if you're sitting at that concert or that live show, that's what open back feels like you're actually there. So if you're listening to live music with this or something, you'll feel like you're there, okay? It's a little more open. You got that sound coming from everywhere. So you might be thinking, well, technically you're kind of going back and forth. Now it sounds like if I'm in that game, it's gonna sound like that sound everywhere. Well, unfortunately, that game, the sound is programmed towards that game. Every game's gonna be different. Call of Duty, all sorts of chaos going on, right? Counter-Strike, you got those footsteps, no gunshots. Me, playing a lot of Halo right now. The footsteps are geared more towards bass. Rather with, say, Rainbow Six, you can really gear more towards the high end, okay? So with me playing Halo with this, lots of competitive Halo right now. I'm still stuck in Diamond 2, guys, by the way. Good night, I just can't get out of there. That bass of the footstep would be coming around the corner or over here, and it's gone. Right, you hear it, bam, it's gone. Why? Because it's open back. That sound is breathing out. Rather than say if you got a closed headset, it's gonna hit, and it's kind of gonna stay right there with you. You're gonna hear that footstep from when it hits to it clicks and then it's gone. Hopefully that makes sense, you know what I mean? And when I played Halo competitive with this, I lost a lot of my pinpoints, believe it or not. That's not me saying that you lose that competitive edge or you lose the footsteps or you lose the detail with this headset. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is no open back doesn't give you an advantage, but all in all, as a complete whole, it matters per game no matter what the heck headset you're wearing. That's the end of the story for open back and competitive, edge as far as any headphones. It matters the sound of that game. So bringing it back to the core sound of this headset, and I'm sorry I don't mean to keep harping on the sound of this headset, but I've been experiencing this a lot then and a lot now, and I really want to just share that passion of it with you guys, right? So playing a lot of Halo, also been playing a lot of Far Cry. What is it now, 6 or 5? I've lost track of the number. Anyways, I've been playing a lot of it on the PS5, actually. Routed this right into the controller. Playing Halo, I route this into my iFi Zen stack over there, you know what I mean? And it sounds great. It really does. You don't have this overdone bass. You have bass. Your highs are kind of right there. I feel like the mids step in a little bit more than I'd want. Me personally, sound is personal preference. I've even talked to some buddies about this. I said, man, what am I missing with this headset? And they said, they kind of summed up a lot of the stuff that I'm saying here, but they're also like, yo, sound is so much personal preference. And at the end of the day, again, it is. You may like more bass, I may more like highs, something like that. But anyways, talking about the core sound of this headset, I feel like you got some warmth down here. You definitely got your highs, but I feel like the mids kind of peek into everything a little bit more than I'd prefer, you know what I mean? It's not doing anything to the extreme. It's doing everything right. And you have a nice balanced sound. You really do. Great for music, videos, editing videos, or gaming. Again, I feel like you have that nice natural sound, and you can class this as like a nice pair of headphones and a nice gaming headset, since it has the mic, which we're gonna do shortly. But yes, at the end of the day, the sound of this headset is great. I really like it. All right, so I'm so sorry I went extremely long-winded into that sound, guys, but when it comes to headsets, I get stinking passionate, right? I really do. But anyways, as far as the microphone, well, that's what you're hearing right now. And the microphone on this headset, like we discussed before, is pretty stinking good. It's a great microphone, right? flip up to mute. You don't get a tone in the headset or anything, but you get a little click right there. So you definitely know, again, being open back, you hear everything else, you know, talking about hearing everything else. Me talking right now, I hear myself pretty much perfectly coming through here. So it's kind of like mic monitoring. You're not going to hear yourself hollering through the microphone right there. And as far as hearing sound from your headset into the microphone, depends on how loud you're playing. Like if you're blasting it, you're probably going to pick up a little bit in there as far as like loud grenade shots or anything. But if you're at just a manageable regular volume, you're not really going to hear any of that coming out of the headphones into the microphone right there. One thing I will say about this microphone is it catches me, especially talking. My P's and T's are really pronounced right there. You know what I mean? But anyways, if you slap a little windscreen on this, I think you're really going to solve that. And it's going to really just balance this microphone out perfectly right there. And that'd be pretty cool if they included one in there. But all in all, I really do think the microphone on this headset's top notch. And kind of the conclusion of the whole, you know, talk here is the price of this headset. What is it, like $180, I believe? Now during the holidays, they dropped them down to like $120, $130, and that I thought was a great offering. But at $180, guys, yo, we're almost at $200. You need to decide, does it do what you want? Don't buy into hype. Don't buy into anything like that. Buy into what you're looking for. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna stop rambling here. I'm going on and on. I hope I helped you out, and I hope I kind of clarified some things right here. I learned something myself, right? You know, as far as the comfort right there. So it's definitely a fun one to dabble into. All in all, thank you so much for stopping by for this one. Again, if you watched the first one, I hope I helped you out, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Hey, I hope we get you in the next one. Bye now.